I know, I'm wearing the same outfit in another video, but we gotta erase that stigma that you can't wear an outfit more than once, although technically I did not change because I'm just recording in the same day. Regardless of that, clothes are meant to be worn more than once. Anyways, that's not the topic of today's video. Today's video is going to be about the differences between hiring a personal stylist and using an online clothing subscription service. So let's get into it. I felt cute, so here's me feeling cute. When it comes to deciding whether or not you should hire a personal wardrobe stylist or using a styling subscription service, there are a lot of things to consider. So we're going to dive into the pros and cons between each service and which one you should consider using. If you are someone who is looking to get help with building a better wardrobe for yourself and you have no idea where to start, these are both very great options that can help you experiment with new styles where you're asking a professional for help in choosing clothes that are going to be better for your particular body type and skin tone. And if you are interested in these services, hopefully this video can help you figure out which one is going to be better suited for your needs at the current moment. So as I have mentioned in my previous videos, I am a sustainable personal wardrobe stylist, and I know the word sustainable can be a little bit counterintuitive because you're kind of encouraging people to shop and consume more, and personally, in my opinion, sustainability is all about really learning to appreciate and make the most use out of what you already have. I always aim to emphasize that whenever I'm working with my clients because I always recommend starting from what you own in your closet first before we go doing any shopping. And if we are doing shopping, I do try my best to be very mindful about where I'm choosing to shop from. On top of that, another reason why I wanted to do this video is because I also previously worked as a stylist for Trunk Club with Nordstrom as well as Short Story, and because I have done both types of styling, I could give you guys a better insight as to which service would benefit you the most. So let's start off with the styling subscription service. So when you use a styling subscription box, generally what happens is you first have to sign up on the company's website and fill out some sort of questionnaire so the stylist and the company can have an idea of what your preferences are, what your body type is, your height, and all the good things that we need to know in order to really make the best selection for you. After that, when you are ready to order a box, you can choose how frequent you want your box to be. It can be like a one-time thing, or you can choose to have it reoccurring, so it can be once a month, every other month, or quarterly, depending on your preferences. Now, once you're ready to order a box, generally there is a base of about $25 upfront fee that goes to the stylist, which doesn't really go to the stylist because technically we're hired by the hour. But anyways, not to say anything bad about the companies I worked for because I absolutely loved my time with them, but there's usually about a week waiting period for you to get your box. If they're really backed up on orders, which when I worked at Trunk Club, that definitely is what was going on. A lot of our boxes were delayed for weeks, which was really bad and maybe could have contributed to why they chose to close Trunk Club. But moving away from that, once you pay the $25, you just wait for your box, and when it shows up, all you gotta do is literally try on all the clothing pieces. And what's great about this is that you get to try it on with all of your clothes at home, and you can kind of see if you have anything to wear it with at all, or like what it goes with in your closet. And then once you're done deciding, the company gives you about 5 days to decide. Sometimes they give you 2 weeks. Depends on how generous the company is. I think for Short Story, it was 5 days. And then when I worked at Trunk Club, it was a week. I heard at Stitch Fix, which I've never worked there, but I heard for Stitch Fix, it was 2 weeks. So it really depends on the company, how long you have to decide on your clothing. And then once you've decided, all you gotta do is return the stuff you don't want, and you'll automatically get charged for the pieces that you kept. Now, when working with a personal stylist, generally most stylists will do a free phone or video call type of consultation, and depending on the stylist, they may or may not charge a fee if you want to do the consultation in person. And after that consultation is over, you can decide which service you want to do with them because they most likely they offer a variety of services, not just the personal shopping aspect, but they typically will do services like a closet clean out, styling, shopping. So usually those are the types of services personal stylists offer. And once you've decided on which service you want to do with them, if you do decide to go with that stylist and follow through with the service, then you go ahead and set a date for your appointment. If you're doing a closet clean out service, typically we as stylists will go into your home and we will take out anything that we think is just outdated, it looks like it's not going to fit you anymore, is damaged, torn, and whatnot, things that we just feel like are really no longer going to benefit you. And the process of how we take out our clothes can look very different depending on which stylist you are working with. And after the closet clean out is over, once we've decided on which pieces we're going to get rid of, the stylist will then choose which pieces can be donated or sold. Now, another service a stylist may offer is a styling session where they can take pieces from your closet and they will create outfits for you so they are ready and accessible for you to use anytime. They'll often tell you how to style each piece and where you can wear them out to, so it makes it super convenient for you in the morning when you're getting dressed and you just like have no idea what to wear. But yes, that's generally what a styling service would be for. And then last is the personal shopping service. So a stylist will go out and shop pieces for you based on your body type, preferences, and your undertones and all those good things. So that's kind of the difference between how the two services work. Sorry, there's like a wasp outside my window. Let's talk about price. Now, like I said earlier, generally with the styling subscription box service, it's going to be about $25 from the start. However, the only service you can really choose from is shopping. A styling subscription box service will not do a closet clean out for you, and they will not do a wardrobe styling service for you. This is something only really personal stylists can do because they have that opportunity to go inside your home and really see inside your closet. So when you're hiring a personal stylist, typically they charge by the hour, and beginner stylists will usually start at around $50 an hour, but more experienced stylists can of course just increase the price to however much they want. But I'm sure that there are other stylists that charge anywhere from $200 to $250 an hour as well, or even $300. It just really depends on how their business runs, how much experience they have, and so forth. So that's kind of the price difference with that. When it comes to the clothes with personal shopping, generally both a personal stylist and the styling subscription box service will ask you what your budget or price range is for your clothes. A styling subscription box service will generally ask you what your budget is based on each clothing category, like for example, what your budget is for bottoms, what your budget is for outerwear, dresses and accessories, so forth. They can kind of get an idea of how much each item should cost when putting those items into your box, because we want to make sure that we're not going too much over your budget and that we are accommodating for your needs. Same thing with a personal stylist. They may or may not ask your price point for each category or just your budget in general. How it worked when I was working with my mentor is that we would just set an overall budget of how much that person wanted to spend. Your budget can be anywhere from like $1,500 and up, and that would be the deposit for the personal shopping session. And then on top of that, after the session is over, then we would charge the actual shopping fee. You're usually looking to spend, I want to say around $250 if you're really working with just a beginner stylist to cover the fee of working with them. I want to say the minimum starting price would be around $1,700 if you really want to make the most out of your styling experience. Just a side note, guys, the $1,700 is just talking about a shopping appointment with a stylist. There are other services like wardrobe styling and closet cleanouts that can also cost as little as $100 to $150 when working with a stylist as well. I mean, once again, this really differs on the stylist and who you are working with. And of course, we may or may not use your whole budget, and whatever we don't use at the end of your session, we just refund back to you, or you can transfer it over to your next appointment. But generally, that's how the pricing works. I would say say with a styling subscription box, depending on which company you're working with, you're looking to spend as little as $25. But if you do choose to buy a lot of clothing with a subscription box service, the price can go anywhere from like $600 to $2,000, really depending on how many clothes you choose to buy. So that's kind of to give you an idea of the price. Clearly, working with a personal stylist cost way more. But once again, the benefits of working with someone one-on-one is just so much better.
Are you doing OnlyFans?
No. I got tired, so I'm taking a break.
Can I take a break with you?
Yes. Now let's talk about time. I will say up front, I think that a styling subscription box service may seem a little bit faster and more convenient just because you can just kind of get started right away. Once you make an account on their website, you can just order your box, and then within about 5 days, you'll get it, and then at your own convenience, decide whether or not you want to keep your things and then just return it, and that's it. So I would say it's about like a 10 to 14 day process, something like that. But of course, when you're working with a stylist, you have to do a consultation, and this will most likely take a little bit longer than you filling out your form on the styling subscription box website, just so the stylist can get a better idea of what your expectations are. And on top of that, depending on the stylist, they may want to schedule you 2 weeks in advance, so you may have to wait before you can even do a service like personal shopping, because they still need time to shop and look for the clothing items. And typically this takes them a lot longer than it takes a stylist who's working at a styling subscription box service, because typically within the subscription box services, stylists are only given around 15 to 20 minutes.
We have a time crunch
To really make your box for you, where a stylist can take as long as they want to pick and choose pieces that they think are going to best fit you. They're not going to be as pressured when it comes to time because they don't have metrics that they have to adhere to with said company. So upfront, it may seem like the quicker option to get it done would be the subscription box service. However, this is the part where it gets kind of tricky, is because you're not working with the stylist from the subscription box service one-on-one, it might take a little bit longer for them to really understand what your needs are and what's going to work best for you. A lot of times they're not going to get it right on the first try when it comes to your preferences. You may or may not even get the same stylist the second time that you choose to use their service. So it might be that the second time you choose to come back and use their service, they're going to have to start the process of getting to know you all over again. This really depends on the company, because when I worked at Trunk Club, they switched to the one-to-many model, so that way we were able to put out boxes faster, meaning that every time we would get a client, it would be a new client, and it was very rare for us to get a repeat client. So in that way, they wouldn't have to wait for us to be working for us to do their box. Now with Short Story, that's not necessarily the case. Usually if you do well with a client, you will most likely get that client again. If you did okay, then you may or may not get them again. It really depends. With this being said, when it comes to making sure you're going to get what you want from the first try, it's more likely that you're going to get that from working with a personal stylist, but also because they're going to be having that hopefully video consultation with you or receive some pictures of you. Well, they will really be able to analyze your body type, your undertones, your color, and from the consultation, or if they have you fill out a form, really get the feedback and information that they need to make the best selection for you. Now, when it comes to convenience, I definitely think that doing a styling subscription box is gonna be a little bit more convenient from the start, because once again, you can just start automatically, order your box right away, and kind of just get into it. Whereas with a stylist, you may have to wait before starting. But also, when you're hiring a personal stylist, it can be a little intimidating. A lot of times I've heard clients say, oh my God, I feel like I'm being exposed, because personal stylists also typically offer closet cleanouts or wardrobe wardrobe styling services. But at the same time, if you're really just looking at shopping, which is the only service that styling subscription box services offer, it is less personal. It's just kind of a more, not necessarily anonymous, but kind of like a face behind a screen situation. You know, like when you're talking to someone online, you don't feel as scared. Whereas working with a stylist, because you're having that one-on-one FaceTime, it can just be a little scary. But of course, I hope that you find a stylist that will make you feel comfortable when you're working with them, because our ultimate goal is to make you feel comfortable and confident, not just in the clothes that you're wearing, but also with yourself, and just like really make you shine. Now, when it comes to versatility, hands down, I would say working with a personal stylist is so much more versatile. And I say this because there's so many more options when it comes to services like closet cleanouts, wardrobe styling, and potentially whatever other service they may have, and kind of finding which one is best going to fit the needs of your wardrobe. Whereas, once again, with a subscription box service, the only service they really offer is personal shopping. And depending on the company that you go with, they may or may not make outfits for you. Whereas a stylist, if you choose to do a styling or personal shopping service, they will always create outfits for you, tell you how to wear them, tell you how to style them, and where you can wear them to, and will really help you save time when you're getting ready for the day. Aside from just offering more services, personal stylists also have the option to choose from way more brands. They are not just limited to whatever clothes the company that they're working with has in their inventory, which a lot of times inventory runs out really fast when you're working with a styling subscription box service. Stylists are only limited to whatever they have, and if they don't have what you're looking for, that's it. They can't look anywhere else for you. Whereas a personal stylist, they have the option to look anywhere. They're not limited to any particular brand or store or company, so chances are they're gonna find a better deal and have more options to choose from that will be tailored specifically for your body type and skin tone and your personal style. Not to mention the other benefit, once again, that personal stylists have is that they can also look into your wardrobe. So when they are choosing to create those outfits for you, they're not limited to the clothing pieces. They are simply trying to sell to you. If you choose to do a styling or closet cleanout service with them, they can choose to use pieces from your wardrobe, which is something we want to do, and use those to create outfits for you. And as a sustainable personal stylist, this is so important because we really need to know how to style the clothes we already own. Like, we don't need to buy new clothes all the time and buy whole new outfits all the time. We want to make sure we're getting the most use out of the clothes that we already have. So I really think that this is one of the biggest benefits when working with a personal stylist. Once again, they have a better chance of providing you with honest feedback, because when you're having a styling session or a shopping appointment together, the stylist is going to be able to look at the clothes literally on you in person and just straight up tell you, does this look good on you or not?
I think you should go with the red. It's the color of confidence. I don't understand why you're completely disregarding your signature color.
When you are doing a styling subscription box service, the stylist is not going to be able to see the clothes you've tried on and tell you if they agree that it looks good on you or not. Not to mention, when you're having these appointments, the stylist can also hands-on fix the items and style it so you will know how to wear it. Because when you're doing the styling subscription box service, you're not going to get that. No one's going to be able to help you style it and help you figure out how you should wear whatever piece. So if you can't figure it out, then sometimes there's a chance that you're not going to know how to wear it, and because you don't know how to wear it, you're not going to buy it. A piece of clothing can give you so much more shape if you just know how to work it, and if you don't, well, you're not going to see the value in it. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, oh, they're probably just trying to make commission out of us buying more clothes. No, that is so not true, because a personal stylist does not want to sell you clothes that you aren't gonna like, because then that means that you're not gonna have a good experience and we're gonna get a bad review. And who wants that? No one. We want you to be happy. And me, especially being like a sustainable stylist, I want you to love, and I mean absolutely love, everything that is in your wardrobe. And I want them to make you happy, and I want you to have pieces that are going to benefit you in the long run. And if you're not happy with it, I don't want you to have it. I just don't, because then you're just gonna end up throwing it away and it's gonna go in the landfill. And that's the exact opposite of what I would want. Clearly, both services have their pros and cons. If you want a more personalized experience and really want to get the most out of it, and you have a bigger budget and the means to do so, I would definitely recommend hiring a personal stylist. However, if you are more on a budget and just simply want to experiment, trying out a styling subscription box service may be the better alternative for you. Ultimately, in the end, which service will benefit you the most can vary depending on your own personal needs and preferences. But I really hope that this video has given you some better insight as to which service might be a better fit for you if you are looking to use one of them. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, or you can even choose to buy me a coffee, or in my description it says buy me a boba, to really support me in continuing to create genuine and authentic content for you guys. Of course, you are not obligated to do this. It's just if you want to and have the means to do so, I would really appreciate it. But thank you again so much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye guys.